Okay. I think this one. Yes. I think this one was. Yeah? Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's write it. Okay, about, so here, what is your problem? So when you want to write, of course, I know that maybe it's not really easy to write. So when we have main features, so I want to know about introduction. Do you remember, so how we wrote our introduction? So as you remember, we only paraphrase the main feature, like, the question. And of course, we used maybe a bit title, maybe some extra words, but there was nothing with introduction. Actually, we didn't give any details or something like this. Okay, so do you remember how we wrote our introduction? Yeah. And
Yeah.
as I can see, so let me read. Yeah, the bar graph illustrate the relative percentage. Okay, contribution agricultural. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and about overview, Alex. So as you remember, how many main features do we have here? So let's see again. How many main features you think?
3.
Yeah. Yeah, of course three, of course three. So just let me check because I want to be sure if it's exactly the same as we studied because I have different charts. Yeah, of course, it's exactly the same, so it's okay. Well, and now, as you remember, we discussed and we wrote three main features. The first main feature about the contribution of agricultural sector, after that industry, after that service. So we have three main features that we use them in main body paragraphs and of course in overview. So here you say, teacher, why you said, okay, we need to paraphrase all the words. And for example, especially keywords here, contribution is used again without changing. Why? Alex, there is a point here that you need to pay attention. When writing your essay, when paraphrasing, of course, you have to and you should paraphrase and like, for example, write synonym for keywords. But sometimes, actually, why we do this? Because we want to make our essay clearer. If we paraphrase a word in a way that make our essay more complex, why do we need to do this? So here, when we want to say contribute like, for example, having effect on economy, giving money, helping, so all them are synonyms for contribute. But if I want to use another word, I think it's not really good for this essay. So contribute is the best option here. So I don't need to change this. If I can find a good synonym for a word, of course I do. If no, there is no rule that definitely you have to use synonyms. No, there is no rule. Maybe this word is the best option that you can use. If you use another word, maybe make your essay a bit complex. So let's talk about overview. And so as I remember, in overview, during this period of time, between 1960 and 2000, yeah, as we can see, agricultural sector actually had a really important, okay, decline. So because as you can see, first, we have the highest percentage, and after that, step by step, it reached the lowest. And after that, we have service that actually is the opposite trend. So as you can see, first, the lowest, and step by step, it reached the same figure percentage as agriculture in 1960. So we're gonna write it. Okay, do you need me to write overview again or no? Because I remember that we discussed. Do you need it or no?
No.
Okay, very good. Well, now it's time to write our main bodies. Just let me write my main features again because I need them. So main feature 1. Okay, so that is the contribution of agriculture. Okay, declined steadily, as I can say, step by step. So decline, fall, okay, or drop. So it's your choice. Main feature 2. Which one? The contribution of services. Okay, that we can say that for service, we have an increase decade by decade. So increased decade by decade for each decade. And we have the third main feature, that is industry.
Um,
Yes. Yeah.
industry.
Industry. What happened?
Remind statics.
Yeah, of course, remained without change or static, of course. And but when, because you know, actually it has two parts. At the beginning, between 1960 to 1980, we have a really slowly, like a slow increase. Slightly, it's actually, we can say it's increased slightly. But 1980 to 2000, no change. So it remained without change or static from
1880.
1980 to 2000. So I have my main features and now it's time to write my main bodies. Okay, Alex, just there is a point here. I have 3 main features and I told you that we need to divide our main features into 2 groups so that not mix them. So that we can write better. Okay, how I can divide these 3 main features into 2 paragraphs, you think? Maybe which one? Because do you remember I told you that the first thing you need to read your question, your instruction, what you need to do, summarize and make comparison where relevant. So I can compare trends if relevant. And of course we have graphic. So here, do you think, are there any 2 trends that I can compare?
Yeah,
Which
the
one?
services and agriculture.
Of course, service and agriculture, exactly opposite trends. So I can compare these two. About industry is definitely different. So I separate it. But about agriculture and service, as you can see, this one and this one, exactly opposite trends. So I can compare them. So I say that, okay, first paragraph, agriculture and service, second one, industry, because it had actually and followed exactly, definitely different trend. So let's write. I need to start from the beginning, 1960. So let me change the color. What is this? Okay. In 1960. So I want to start with agriculture. So I can say agriculture actually is the highest percentage. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So I say in 1960, agriculture contributed, and as you can see, there is a big difference. So I say by far the highest percentage of GDP, gross domestic product, GDP. Okay, I need to add number. Okay, picking at, it's about
Um.
62. Agree?
Yeah.
So why I use, first of all, let me talk about the words that I use. First of all, why I said the highest percentage, why I said picking. Okay, look, they are bars. Of course, when analyzing a bar chart, I discuss the bars and of course the height. For example, when I say in line graph like this, for example, this is a line graph, I say the greatest number. For pie chart, I say the biggest, the larger section or percentage. Here, I say the highest. Because as you can see, of course, this is the highest bar that I have here. So I can use the highest. So the highest percentage of GDP, and this is the peak of my actually chart. So peaking at 62%. Then what happened? But then, okay, my main feature declined. I don't want to repeat it, so it dropped. Okay, it dropped steadily to what? To in 2000, it's about maybe,
14.
yeah, 13, 14. So, or maybe 13 too. Okay, so for example, to a low, because this is the lowest, a low of, it looks like 12, for example, percent. Okay, when in 2000, right? And now this is the first one, but the service sector, on the other hand, okay, why I say on the other hand? Because I want to make comparison. On the other hand, it had a, actually at the beginning, it had a really minor, really small, little impact on economy. So it had a relatively, almost relatively, minor, little, the least, okay, impact, effect on what? Gross domestic product, like that is economy. So on the economy when in 1960. So this is the first one. But this situation changed step by step. So this situation changed step by step, gradually at first. Then what happened?
Increase.
Yeah, but look here. Let me show you step by step by step, but suddenly here it goes up and up like jump. Yeah, so here, as you can see, this trend, 1960, the first decade, the second decade, you know, we have the same pattern. Step by step, it's increasing. But here, as you can see, in 1980, suddenly we have a jump. So we can say that at first gradually, but then its percentage contribution jumped from, okay, let's see, 1980, okay, so 1980, this one, it's about, I can say 28%, 27, 28, right?
Yeah.
And here, 1990, how much? It's 44,
Yep.
maybe.
44,
So it
45.
jumped, yeah, so it's actually a big number, I can say. So it jumped from 28% to 44%, okay, when between 1980 and 1990. So, but, and then happened by 2000, as you can see, here is 2000, 2000. Before 2000 means by, so I can say by 2000, what happened? It matched, as you can see, exactly the same. By 2000, it matched this figure, you know, of agriculture in 1960. So we can say that by 2000, it's matched. Okay, so as you can see, the high point reached by agriculture in 1960, showing a reversal in the overall trend. What it means? Look, let me show you. Look here. After 1990, I say by 2000 because 2000 is this point, and you can see before 2000 it happened. So by 2000, this sector matched exactly the percentage that agriculture reached in 1960. So as you can see, we have the opposite trend. So like exactly opposite. So we say it's showing a reversal that is opposite in the overall trend. First high, then low, first low, then high. Okay, so this is my first paragraph. Alex, is it clear or you have any questions related to this paragraph?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, very good. So this is about my first paragraph. As you can see, I only discussed my two sectors. Of course, you can use different words. This is only a sample. So you can change the words. Of course, there are some words and some adverbs, verbs that you can use. You know that, for example, if you want to say decline, if you want to say, for example, fall, if you want to say drop, so all of them make sense. But you know, it's your choice how to use them. Just what can you discuss? As I told you, the most important trend, like, you know, what can you see? What is obvious? The highest, the lowest, the lowest, the highest. I'm comparing these two, but with numbers. Of course, I need to add numbers in main body. Now, for body paragraph 2, so main body 2, that is the last paragraph. paragraph 4. Do you think, Alex, my main body, my second body paragraph, actually it's exactly, for example, I'm talking about the length of it, for example, 4 or 5 lines or 6 lines. Main body 1 and main body 2 are at the same length, you think?
No.
Of course no. Because here I want to say that in your IELTS you don't need, there is no rule that, okay, for example, main body 1 5 lines, main body 2 5 lines. No, sometimes like this, in one paragraph I compare two trends, so I write more. Second one I write less, so it's okay. Now my third, industry remained without change or static from 1980 to 2000. I want to write, okay. Again, I write it. So I say industry remained, okay, static. Maybe reader doesn't know the meaning of static, so why not? Of course it's okay. It's just, just an example. It means I want to make it better. So I can remained a steady what? Contributor. Organize, for example, an organization or company or person that contributes is contributor. So contributor to what? To India's, okay, I don't want to say economy because I used it before. So I say wealth during the period, okay? Throughout the period. But how? This is the paraphrase of my main feature 3. So industry remained a steady contributor to India's wealth economy, so it's your choice, throughout during the period. So you can say, as a sector, it grew slightly, or you can also say marginally. Both are synonyms. Marginally or slightly from, okay, what percent? Let's have a look at this part. Here it's about 15, no, 16 maybe, yeah?
Yeah.
16% when? In
1960.
Yeah, in 1960. And then okay, here. So it's, as you can see, it's increased or grew slightly to 1980. This percentage is about, I can say, okay, exactly 25%, yeah? The middle. So I can say in 1960 to exactly a quarter. Do you remember? Quarter is 25%. 25% when in 1980. So this is about the beginning. Then what happened? Then it remained static. Now, then remained static for the next 2 decades. It's not year because 10 years, decades, okay? 1990 to 2000. So decades. And what? We can say that actually this sector maintain a constant without change share of the overall. So you can say, you can end your essay here, okay? Or you can add this one. maintaining, getting a constant share part of the overall GDP. And that's it. This is my second paragraph. If you want, you can omit the second one, this line. But if no, it's like, because as you can see, there is no change. So we don't have any changes, especially in the last 3 decades. So of course, you can say that it can be considered as a constant share sector of the overall trend. So, and this is the way that we write our main paragraph 2. Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay, no. Wow. Easy, difficult?
It's fine.
Yeah, of course. It's not difficult. I say that. As I told you before, Alex, writing task 1 is really easy comparing task 2. Because if you know the structures, the words are some specific words. For example, verbs, adverbs. There are some verbs that you can use. There are some adverbs that you can use. Okay, of course you can change them. Just, I say that. If you want to do the best, if you write just only four essays, 4 essays for example, line graph, 4 essays for bar chart, 4 essays for example, a pie chart, I can say that you can definitely write a very perfect essay on your IELTS test. Just, after I want to say that after 4 essays, you know how to write it. And just, okay, this is an overview because they are the same. The structure, is totally the same. Yeah, of course there are differences, but you write facts. You only transfer some fact from graphic to your answer sheet and just this. So it's really easy. And now, if you don't have any question related to bar chart, because this is writing, so let's keep going with pie chart. Another one. Okay, just let me upload it. I think I need to upload something. If I have it, that
Another pie chart.
Yeah,
Do it already.
we did. We
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
We
we
did this. Okay, so very good. So how about line graph? We did or no?
I think we did already.
Okay, so because I want to know, so how about process?
Yeah, I think we could go with the process.
Yeah, of course, I think, because I don't remember anything about process. Just let me find a good
I feel like how many type do we have in the writing task 1?
task 1. Bar chart, graphics or visuals. Pie chart, bar chart, line graph, process, table, map. Okay? And so they are, just let me say something, the most common from the, actually, if I want to give you a list, the top list, line graph, bar chart, pie chart, and after that map, table, process. So we can say that map and maybe map, no, it's like a bit, and table, maybe not really common, but of course, I don't say that no, never, yeah, but we can say that, okay, line graph, and you know that in IELTS, maybe you have combination of 2. For example, 1 line graph, 1 pie chart, you need to compare these 2. But actually, informations are something like, are divided into 2 charts. So it's not like, for example, okay, my line graph is about something like economy and pie chart is about the sport. No, they are related and you need to write about 2 types of graphs or graphics or visuals. So you may hear all these words. So here it's not bad just okay, it's just one moment to share something on the board. It will be great. Just okay. Well, let me upload it. I think this one is a good sample, so we can do it together. Well, sorry. Well, let's see. Okay. I have a screenshot if I can. I think this one is. Well, yeah, the process. Okay. As you can see, this is I just want to show you the process. So there is actually maybe in most of Canada, students have some issue that, okay, teacher, if we don't know, for example, I don't know, really producing electricity, I don't know anything about it. You don't need to know anything about it. You will have everything that you need. You need to have general information. So about specific information, they will give you enough information so you don't need to know. For example, okay, what is chamber? What is turbine? You don't need to know. It's not something that you need to know. Okay? If you need to know something, actually it's general words. Now, first of all, let's talk about this type actually of diagram or graphic. Again, first of all, you need to analyze your question. Identify your key features, your main features. You need to write your introduction, overview, and of course, two main bodies. So again, we have the same structure. The first thing, again, for introduction, we have the paraphrase of question, only underline the keywords, and after that, you can write your introduction. So this is the first one. Okay, but about process diagram. Do you remember that I told you about linear?
Yeah. What?
So linear, so we have actually two different types of process. So do you remember anything?
I remember there's two types, but I don't know what actually they are.
Okay, so we have linear and cyclical process. So what are they? First of all, let me describe these two because you need to know. So if I can find place, okay, this way, here is better. So in process, we have linear or cyclical. So what is that? Linear is like this. We have at the beginning point, it starts, then continues some steps, for example, step 2, step 3, and it ends in one another point. So
Oh
beginning
yeah.
and the end are different. Like producing something. I have raw material, and after that I have actually a production. But in cyclical, like food chain, beginning, again, and we return to the first point again. So this is cyclical.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
it's
like a
like a
cycle.
circle. Okay, for example, this one, as you can see, is a linear manufacturing, producing, generating something. So this is a linear. And now Of course, the structures are the same, so no difference if it's cyclical or linear. You only need to know because, you know, maybe it's a bit different when writing. So let's get started with our introduction. As I told you, just let me remind you again, Alex, that is really important to ask yourself some questions, to write your main features. What is this? How many maybe steps, stages we have? What is the, for example, the first and the end? If it's linear or cyclical, so we need to know. So that's really important to know which one is this. And when you answer these questions, okay, you can easily write your main features. So number one, for this type, your first question, is it linear or cyclical process? So number one, is it linear or cyclical process? Number two, okay, now I know it's, for example, linear is, for example, cyclical. It's okay, I know. So I want to know that because they are really important to write your main features. Where does the process start and end? This one is really important. And after that, as I told you, how many steps are there to the process? So this one is important. Of course, you don't write them in your answers. They are the questions that you need to have to make plan, to make your essay. And so actually the last question here, maybe, you need to know if the process can be easily broken down into stages. For example, in the process of making bricks, there are 3 stages: creating, and for example, I don't know, creating bricks from clay. After that, for example, manufacturing finished product, like dye it and like firing like this. And after that, packaging. So easily, it's really clear. Sometimes it's not really clear. So I need to know if, so number 4, can the process be easily broken down into stages? You know, some of them are really clear. You can easily see, okay, this is the first one, raw material, production, and delivery, for example. Sometimes, no, it's a bit maybe challenging. And after that, so for example, what are materials? So if you have, for example, if this is a process, so I need to know what are the raw materials. For example, for generating electricity, of course, water is my material. Yeah. And of course, the next one, what is produced? What is produced at the end of the process? For example, electricity. But of course, it's about producing. Maybe sometimes it's not about producing something. So this is about the production, manufacturing. Okay, and the next question, what is the end result? So for example, what is the end? So like the end step, I don't know, the end result is to produce electricity. So it's not a material. So what is the end result of the process? So for example, okay, in generating electricity, we don't make a product. we generate with something like the result is electricity. So we need to actually know, and we need to pay attention. So these questions are questions that you need to have in your mind when writing your essay. Now let's get started with our introduction. Okay, first of all, underline keywords, the diagrams below. Okay, tell me, show. What are keywords?
Um,
Yeah. So show
structure,
structure. Yeah, of course.
generate,
Generate. Yeah, electricity is keyword, of course, but it's a kind of anchor, so it can't be replaced. And yeah, it's okay. Wave power, wave is wave. So power maybe can be. Okay, and C maybe can be used here. So it's okay. We can use it. Okay, let's write. Introduction says, okay. First of all, how many diagrams I have here? 1, 2, right? So 1, 2, A and B, right? I have 2 diagrams.
yeah.
Yeah, diagram A, diagram B. They are the same. I will tell you what's the difference. So actually, as you can see, just I have 2 levels, 2 stages. Look, first, as you can see, air actually flows into push water back. And here, as you can see, wave, okay, come
Yeah.
forward and push air into the column. So this way, just they are the same, maybe different steps. Okay, so introduction, instead of saying the diagrams below, I say the 2 diagrams show, illustrate, demonstrate, depict, okay. Show a structure, I say a method. A method, okay, that is used to generate. A method, generate, create. A method of creating what? Electricity. From what? From wave power. Power. Force. Of what? Of waves. So this is, and you can add another part. What is that? Because as you can see, this is something man-made. We make it. We make this structure, right? This is man-made. So I can say wave using a specifically, of course, you can write or no. Specifically designed and made construction. Construction. Yeah, like a building, like construction, something that is constructed by people. Okay, so we have a structure, okay, and this is man-made. And what is that? These 2 diagrams illustrate a method of creating electricity from the power, the force of wave using a man-made thing. Of course, as you know, this column, this turbine, all of them are made by human, by us. So we say, this is my introduction. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, introduction is really easy, but overview and main features. Now it's time to write main features. So, okay. First of all, tell me how many stages you can see. How many stages you can see in these 2? Yeah.
I
How
don't
many
know,
stages?
2.
Two, of course, right, two. So let's write stage one. They are key for important. So I want to write my, okay, stages. So stage one. Okay, what is that? Just may ask 1 minute, please. I'm sorry, I need to close the door. Well, so, okay, stage one, what is going on here? Let's see. As you can see, here, wave, air, flows into, okay, like the structure. So as you can see, and again here, so, and here, as you can see, wave, we have receding, it goes back, okay, and something like it's pull air into the column. So let's write it. So stage one, that is diagram A. So I can say electricity is generated. Just you know that, Alex, we don't write stages in our writing. They are R notes. So because I need them, is generated as what happened? As the wave flows into the structure. Look, diagram A. Look, this is the wave and it flows and it pushes the air, it goes up and of course it rotates the turbine. So this is the first one. The second one, we have another trend. In second, stage two. This one says, again, electricity, what happened again is also created. What happened as the receding wave draws, okay, draws air back down the column structure. Let's see. Look here. Wave. The first one, wave comes over, push air into column, turbine, this turbine rotates, okay, and generate electricity. Here, again, turbine rotates, but how? This one wave goes back, recede goes back, and draws air back into this column, okay? And then again, turbine rotates and generate and create electricity. So there are two stages that I can see in these two
Yeah.
diagrams. Do you have any questions or clear, so something that you don't get?
No.
Okay, well, so maybe you ask me, okay, how should I know what is important? So for example, which stage, how to write these two stages. So I say something, of course, as I told you before, in graphs or for example, line graph, bar chart, we have different main features. Here, this is about creating electricity. So what can you see here? Some parts are fixed. This one, this one, this one, turbine, chamber, they are fixed. But what is changing? This part is changing. So this is my main feature. the changes, obvious trends, something that I can easily see. First, I can see that waves is coming, push air, and we have it. And you know, look at this arrow, look. Of course, it goes up. Again, we have another trend. Okay, wave goes back. This area is empty. So this force can draw, can get air back down the column again. As you can see, turbine rotates. So this way I can understand which part is important so that it can be my main feature. Okay?
Yeah.
Wow. So we need to skip this part and I will do something, okay? I will send my essay for you. I write an essay, I send it for you. I want you to practice, to study it at home, okay? And tomorrow, just have a look at it. And tomorrow we will discuss it together. I want to know how much can you get from this because it's really easy. So I will write it, I will send it to you, and you can just check it. You don't need to, maybe you don't understand some parts. We will discuss it together, okay?
Okay.
Okay, very good. So, any questions?
No.
Okay, so thank you and see you tomorrow. Tonight,
Yeah.
tomorrow.
See you.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.